I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to our series on rational functions and applications. We'll discuss how do we write an equation for a work done problem and solve it in the simplest form. 3 examples are before you which takes care of all the scenarios. You can always join my classes and learn. Contact email is given to you. Let us now enjoy the journey of success. I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. In this video, we are going to discuss 3 questions related to work done problems. Many students who are doing rational functions, they may get such questions in their test also, under the category of application and thinking. If you want to learn from me, you can always send an email on the address given. Now here are 3 types of work done questions which I am going to discuss in this particular video. I'll also provide you with a very simple approach, right? So work done, simple approach. Let's make it a method. 3 questions are: question 1, working alone, Anil can complete a task in 100 minutes and Ben can complete the same task in 2 hours. They worked together for 30 minutes. When Sam joined to help, they finished the task 20 minutes later. How long would it take Sam to complete the task alone? So 2 friends worked together for 30 minutes, joined by the 3rd friend, and they finished the job 20 minutes after the 3rd friend joined. We need to figure out, if Sam was supposed to complete the job alone, how much time will he take? That is the first question. Question number 2. Working alone, Peter can paint a house in 6 hours and John can paint the same house in 8 hours. They worked together for 2 hours, but then Peter left. How long would it take John to complete the task of painting the house? So in this case, 2 friends start the work. One of them leave. Then how long will the other one take to complete the job? You see similarities and differences. The approach should be same, right? That's what I think. And in this video, you will see exactly same approach for both the questions. Question number 3 is, working together, Bill and Tom can paint a house in 8 hours. Working alone, Bill takes 12 hours less than Tom. How long will Tom take if he paints a similar house alone? Now in this case, we are giving you the rate at which 2 persons are working and also related rate. So Bill takes 12 hours less, means works faster than Tom. If Tom has to do the same work alone, how much time will he take? So that is your 3rd question. Normally, you must have seen that work done questions are very similar to the ones which we are talking about. And therefore, if you know the solution of these, you can probably solve any question on this topic. Now let's look into our strategy. We'll begin with question number 1 and then see how do we write equation to solve such a question. So let's go through the question once again. It says, working alone, Anil can complete the task in 100 minutes. So Anil can complete a task in 100 minutes means the whole job, right? The whole work, which we'll call 1 unit. So working alone, Anil can complete a task in 100 minutes. How much work will he do in 1 minute? This is what we have to understand. So let's say this is the work done, right? Which is being done in 100 minutes. Now the idea is how much of this is done in just 1 minute. That means 100th, right? So only 100th will be done, right? Let's say this is 100. I'm making very small. I mean, let's say we divide into 100 portions. Okay. So if I make a chart of 110s, let's say, so this is what will be done. Is that clear to you? So in 1 minute, 100th of the work is done, correct? So that is the concept. So if 100th of the work is done in 1 minute, in that case, how much of the work will be done in t minutes? Then in t minutes, it will be t over 100. You get the idea. T times 100. You get the idea. So this is the basic concept to solve all these questions. And let's see, how do you form an equation to understand this concept? So basically, we found the rate. So per minute is the rate, right? Rate is per minute. And then we converted this to time. T times rate. Do you understand? T times rate. That is the concept which we are going to use. And let's see how it helps to form the equation. So, Anil can complete the task in 100 minutes and Ben can complete the same task in 2 hours. So, 2 hours is 120 minutes, right? They work together for 30 minutes. So, Anil, let's say A. Anil can do it in 100 minutes. Ben can do it in 2 hours. 2 hours is equal to 120 minutes. Now it says they worked together for 30 minutes when Sam joined. They finished the task 20 minutes later. So when they worked together for 30 minutes, how much of the work was done? That is what we have to figure out, right? So let's see how we'll write this down. So they worked for 30 minutes. So we are saying they worked for 30 minutes. Let's look into this statement. That means the rate is 1 over 100. So for Anil, it was 30 over 100. For Ben, it was 30 over 120. So that much of work they did in 30 minutes. When Sam joined to help, they finished the task 20 minutes later. So they did 20 minutes more, correct? So let me add to this 20 minutes more. So that means 20 minutes extra they worked. And since Sam joined, Sam also worked for 20 minutes, correct? And then they were able to complete the whole job. We are calling one unit. You get the idea. So if you figure out all these, fill it up, the whole square will now be completed. And you see how it goes. So as you can see from here, what we're trying to write here is, this is Anil and Ben. Right? And this is all three together. And what happens is the job gets completed. And that is how you form an equation. Perfect. Now it is a simple question to solve these. type of fractions, rational equations you can say, and get the answer. So I hope now you can easily solve this. So we can go a step further, simplify and then solve. So let's simplify these equations. We get 30 plus 20. We can add these and simplify. We can add these. Right? So we get 50 over 20. 50 over 100 plus 50 over 120 plus 20 over s equals to 1. Now this can be further simplified and then solved. So this can be written as like this, right? And that is half plus 5 over 12 plus 20 over s equals to 1. Now you can multiply all the terms by 12s, right? And so you can simplify this. So when you multiply, make the common denominator as 12s. Let's show it here. So we have 12s as a common denominator. In that case, the numerator here will be 6 plus 5 plus 6s, right? 5s, and 12 times 20, which is 240, equals to 1. And now we can solve this equation. You get the idea. 6 and 5 is 11. So we get 11s plus 240 equals to 12s. So we can now take it on the other side. So we get 240 equals to 12s minus 11s. So that means 240 equals to s. And what is s? S is the time in which Sam can do the work alone. You get the idea. Just as Anil can complete the task in 100 minutes, Sam can complete the task in s minutes. So what was s? S was the time which Sam is going to take to complete the job. So the answer is Sam can do the whole task alone in 240 minutes, right? So we can write down Sam will take 240 minutes. Dividing by 60 gives you 4 hours or 4 hours. Is that clear to you? So that is how we can actually solve this particular question. So what you infer here is that you can write them into small components just as I did and then solve the equation. Perfect. Let's take another example and now we'll illustrate our strategy, right? I would like you to pause the video at this stage and work out the solution. Question 2. Working alone, Peter can paint a house in 6 hours and John can paint the same house in 8 hours. They worked together for 2 hours, but then Peter left. How long would it take John to complete the task of painting the house? So in the earlier example, I discussed with you the strategy. Now let's apply this strategy. So as far as Peter is concerned, what is the rate? He can complete the job in 6 hours. So it is like 1 over 6, right? John can paint the house in 8 hours. So J at the rate of 1 over 8. And they work together. That means per hour they can do that much of job. Work per hour. So rate we mean here is work per hour. So they work together for 2 hours, but then Peter left. So when they worked for 2 hours, then the total work done was 2 over 6 plus 2 over 8. You get the idea. They worked for 2 hours. So that is what 2 hours work is. But then Peter left, how long would it take John to complete the work? Now, so John's speed is this. So let us say T hours John takes to complete, right? So rest done by John. J alone. So we don't know that, let's say time T. And the speed with which John works is 8. And that should complete the job means 1. You get the idea. So we get a very simple equation. 2 over 6 plus 2 over 8 plus, let me separate this out. John alone takes T time, T hours to complete. So T over 8 equals to 1. Does it make sense to you? Perfect. Now, we can simplify this. Common denominator being 24, correct? You could actually simplify these terms and rewrite. That will be even better. So you can go one more step if you want to simplify. Then you can say that this is 1 over 3 plus 1 over 4 plus T over 8 equals to 1. Anyway, so you could do like this also, but you get a similar thing. Common denominator you have to take, which is going to be 8 times 3, 24. And then you can simplify it. You can 8 plus 6 plus T equals to 1. Cross multiply. 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 plus T equals to 24. And therefore, T is equal to 24 minus 14. Sorry, this will be 3T. Let me correct it. So 8 times 3, 3T. So 3T equals to 24 minus 14, which is 10, correct? So now you can find what T is. So T is equal to 10 over 3. 10 over 3 can be written as 3 times 3 and 1/3. So many hours, you get the idea. So time taken will be 3, 1/3 of an hour. 1/3 of an hour is 60 divided by 3 is 20 minutes, correct? So you can say 3 hours, 20 minutes. Do you understand the concept? So I'm trying to teach you the concept here. You get very simple equations to work with, and here you get your answer, and your answer is you can complete the work in 3 hours and 20 minutes. Is that clear to you? Perfect. So simple as that. Once we know the speed of each person, we know the time taken. So the equation is time and rate. Time divided by the rate will give you a complete work done, right? Let's look into the third question. And I'll now like you to pause the video, answer this question yourself, and then look into my suggestions. Now this time, the question is, working together, Bill and Tom can paint a house in 8 hours. Working alone, Bill takes 12 hours less than Tom. How long will Tom take if he paints the similar house alone? So let's talk about Tom alone. Let's say time taken is T hours. Then in that case, Bill alone will take how much? Bill takes 12 hours less, means T minus 12. Let's say hours, correct? And we are given a statement that Bill and Tom can paint the house in 8 hours. What equation will you get from here? They work for 8 hours, right? So 8 hours and the speed of each. So T minus 12 plus 8 hours for Tom with the speed of T. They are able to paint the house. You get the idea. The whole house, one unit, And there you go. To solve the equation, you can take a common denominator, which is t minus 12 times t equals to 1, and cross multiply 8t plus 8 times t minus 12. Is that clear to you? So now, in this part of the section, my emphasis is to bring all the things together and show you how do we really make an equation so easily and then solve. You get the idea. So you can now expand. You get 8t plus again 8t minus 96, 12 times 8 equals to cross multiply. So t times t minus 12. It's a quadratic equation you can solve. 16t minus 96 equals to t square minus 12t. Bring all the terms together. 0 equals to t square minus 12t minus 16t plus 96. So 0 equals to t square. That becomes how much? 12 and minus, so it is 28t plus 96. So 96, you can factor 96, 24 and 4, right? 24 and 4 works, right? So you get t minus 24. Or you can use quadratic relation, right? T minus 4. So that will help. And that means that we get t equals to 24. Or we have t equals to 4. Now we know this implies what? This means that t is greater than 12, right? Otherwise, Bill will be working negative hours, which is not possible. So this is not valid. So the only answer is t equals to 12. So Tom, if he paints alone, similar house, how long will he take? So Tom will take 24 hours. So we can write down here. Tom will take 24 hours to complete, to paint alone. Does it make sense to you? Perfect. So that is how we are going to solve these questions. Now once again, let's have a look at these three questions. Working alone, Anil can paint in 100 minutes. Ben can do it in 2 hours. So we have 100 in the denominator plus 120 in the denominator, right? Because of that hour. They work together for 30 minutes. So 30 minutes go on the top. Do you see how we are going to complete the equation? They finished the task 20 minutes later when Sam joined. We don't know how much Sam is going to contribute. So we added 20 to both because they worked together, and Sam worked for only 20 minutes at S for Sam. And this is equal to 1. Do you get the idea? How simple it is to make these equations. Perfect. So that is when a friend joins. Now, working alone, Peter can paint a house in 6 hours. Let's do this. 6 hours means 6 hours, and John can paint the house in 8 hours plus 8 hours. They work together for 2 hours, so 2 goes in the numerator. But when Peter left, how long would John take to complete the job? So John alone is working for some t hours. Let's write t here, speed 8, and then completes the job. You get the idea. How easy it is. As you read the question, you are in a position to write the equation. And you know how to solve these equations. The only problem is to write them. This is how you write them. Perfect. Third one. Working together, Ben and Tom can paint a house in 8 hours. Working alone, Bill takes 12 hours. So we know they work together for 8 hours. Now, what is the rate at which they are working? Working alone, Bill takes 12 hours less than Tom. So Tom takes t hours, Bill takes t minus 12. And then they complete the job. you get the third equation. You get the idea. That is how we create the equation, and it is so simple. So now I hope it is absolutely clear how should we solve such questions. Perfect. Please feel free to write your comments, share your views, and if you like and subscribe to my videos, that would be great. Keep sharing and keep liking my videos. Thank you and all the best.